it's Joe Beauty 87 here, and today we're going to get to another Sydney Grace color review. I know you haven't seen the first one yet, but you're probably going to see this one before you see that one. I have the Tiny Marbles palette by Mel Thompson. As you all know, I talk about Mel Thompson a lot. I'm a huge Mel Thompson fan. Where did that brush go? I liked her personality, and I like her videos. I think she does really nice makeup. So when she said she's coming out with a palette, of course, I had to go buy it. So I was on the page, I think like 15-20 minutes after it first launched, and I managed to get one, thank goodness. And I managed to stay out of the drama of them like charging people twice and whatever other issue it was. Because I saw some people saying they got charged for the palette twice. I didn't get charged for it twice, thank God. So I don't know about that issue, but I know Mel and City Grace said they would be like reversing charges and fix it. And Mel went on Instagram talking about how, you know, the problem would be fixed and all that. So if you had an issue, I feel like she made sure that they resolved it for you. And now I think they're just doing pre-orders because it had already sold out. But I was on, y'all know I try to be on makeup releases. And I feel like I'm an essential worker and I can like be on the release. So it's like no reason nobody else should be missing out unless, you know, they just want to miss out. Or they didn't have the money at the time, because I just be like, I'm essential worker and working 10 hours, then still managed to set an alarm for 11:30 to get up and like buy this palette, even though I had to just work for 10 hours and only got to sleep for like 4, and then had to jump up and try to buy an eyeshadow palette in the middle of the day. Anyway, this thing retails for $52, but you use Mel Thompson's code and then you get like 15% off, whatever. Or you can use somebody else's code, like the Fancy Face. I know she has a code. Karen Harris has a code. But I just used Mel's code because I was like, you know, because it's not like they get paid for the codes anyway. So I was like, if I remember correctly, they don't get paid for the code. I'm pretty sure that's what Mel said. She said it's just supposed to help you save money when you buy the palette. Did I show you what the palette looks like? I feel like I didn't. So this is what we're working with. I feel like there's one row of like more neutral shades with a pop of purple. Then the middle row is the, I guess, supposed to be the most exciting row, and then the top row is more like a cool tone row. On site, I honestly want to use, well, y'all know I want to use this shade all over the lid, and then probably put like this one in the inner corner. But I'm thinking maybe I'll just do 2 different eye looks at one time, so that way we can get that out the way. But I don't know exactly what I want to do, because I feel like I want to do that blue look I just talked about. But then I want to use like the green shade too. So I'm like, I don't know. So in times like this when I don't know, I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to wing it. So let me think. What am I going to start off with? Now I got to grab more brushes, because initially I was just going to do one look. But I'm like, let's just go ahead and knock out 2 and just get it out the way. So that way we don't have to come back again later and be like, oh, well, I need to do another one. Even though technically I'm still going to have to do that, because I need to put one on IG too. We're not just going to put it here. We're going to do what we usually do, which is here and IG. So grab me extra brushes up out of here real quick about your partner. Okay, so let's get down to the business. I want to do a more mauvey look probably on this eye that matches my lip. And then we'll do the more greenish, bluish look on this eye. So I'm going to start with the shade Spider with a Y, this one right here. I'm taking the Times Los Angeles 206 brush. I literally just want like it kind of focus right here in the outer V. I use the Kaleidos eyeshadow primer just to prime my lids real quick. And I'm trying to leave this like literally just right here in the outer V and not go deeper in the crease like I normally do. Because I'm going to try to use like all of the purplishly mauvey type shades. Instead of just doing like 2 or 3, I'm going to try to use like all 4 of them. I just wanted a, you know, smoky outer V. So let's go ahead and dust that as much as I can. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Bugaboo that was right next to it. And probably take that deeper into the crease. So now we got the outer V done. I'm going to shake this shade, like I said, Bugaboo, put that deeper in the crease. Then I'll probably put Jewel Bee all over the lid, and then we'll dust Love Bug over the top of all that, and then we'll get into the next eye. So go ahead and get that done real quick. So I'm gonna take this detailed crease brush from e.l.f. and get into this Bugaboo shade. And these shadows are blending quite nicely. This is only my second time using Sydney Grace color eyeshadow, so. But the first ones I tried were really nice, so I figured these would be really nice too. And Mel is like always talking about this brand and all how wonderful they are. And as you can see, they're just blending like a dream. And now I don't know if I feel like this is that pigmented for my skin tone. Like if you're of a lighter skin tone, I feel like it might look a little better. Like with this one, I don't feel like it's giving me the true color that's in the pan. But again, that could be just because of my skin tone. I just don't feel like this looks very reddy, brownish on my eye like it does in the pan. But you know, it's just a personal opinion thing, so. I'm trying to decide if we should cut the crease just to put the, see what I'm saying? Like I feel like it doesn't look as red as it did in the pan. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's just oxidized and that's why it's looking darker than it did before. Now I want to go to the grocery store with these two different eyes on and just see if anybody says anything. It's like, I feel like they won't, but I feel like they'll be looking like, what is she doing? Like, why do you have two different eye looks on? Oh yeah, I just used that brush. Okay, I'm going to take Love Bug, and I need a smaller detail brush for this one. Another e.l.f. detail crease brush, since I have like 2 or 3 of them. Whenever they have a sale, I just order more of this particular brush because I like to use the dust over the eye color. Now, in the pan, this is looking way lighter than it is on my skin tone. So I'm starting to think these shades oxidized because it doesn't look as bright and mauvey as it did in the pan now that I'm dusting over this color. That's the same thing I said about the Artemis palette by, who do you call those people? Alter Ego. I felt like the shades in that one did the exact same thing. Like they weren't true to the color that they are in the pan. And I keep getting lipstick on my teeth and I'm trying to figure out why. But see what I'm saying? Like I feel like it doesn't look as the same color as it does in the pan. I'm gonna take this clean brush and just dust over all of this. Now I'm going to take the tone activator and find a brush to, matter of fact, I'm gonna take this brush, this Kaleidos S4, and try to cut the crease with this because I'm only cutting out small portions, so I figure I don't need as big of a brush. So just okay. I think we've cut it out enough. Let's go ahead and take the shade Jewel Bee, which is the bright purple. Start patting it all over the lid. So I'm gonna take my e.l.f. What is this? 205 Precision brush and start patting it all over the lid. So. Now, in the corner shade, we're going to have to pick one out because I just thought about it now. I did not pick one. I just kind of concerned myself more with, like, the mattes. Why are they looking patchy in the middle of my eye? Like, right in this middle part where I keep patting, I feel like it was looking patchy for a second. Or, like, it won't stay. I don't know what that's about. Okay, pretty much done. Let me take that brush again, the clean one, and just dust. Okay, so this is what the first eye is looking like. That's okay. Now, for inner corner shade, I think we're gonna go in with the shade Web, this one right here. So I'm gonna get a brush. Okay, yeah, now we're actually done. Okay, so we're gonna go over to side 2 now. I'm gonna swatch some of these shades at the end, but right now I'm just trying to like get the eye look done, and then we can swatch them and talk about them. Even though I was kind of talking somewhat through, trying to give you an idea how I felt about it. Yeah, so we're gonna end up doing 2 matte looks, and then I'll just do a shimmer eye look when we go over to, what is it? We'll go over to Instagram. So I'm gonna again start off with that spider shade, just because I feel like there aren't that many shades in here for my skin tone to use as a outer V shade to darken up the look. So we're gonna start with this one. Then I'm gonna go in with Death Moth, and then I'll put, what do you call it? Walking Stick over the top of that, and then we'll put Mantis on the lid and Scarborough in the inner corner. Even though they say that's the only existing shade that's in the palette, I forgot what shade that is in Sydney Grace Co's original line, because again, this is only my second time using their product, so I have no idea. I have been wanting to try them for a long time, and then when they came out with the $25 bundle again that I saw Mel talking about, that's when I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, that bundle actually looked nice to me, and I felt like, again, what I like about this brand, I said in that video, but again, you'll see this before you see that, so I figure I should reiterate. I like the fact that they have like a darker palette for people like me, and then a lighter palette for people who, you know, for the general population, as the makeup community likes to do. But I appreciate that they made one for people like me, because y'all know I'm always bitching about like shades like this. I don't need this shade in this palette. That shade serves no purpose for me. It never will. I'm not a person who puts like really light mattes on the lid, as far as like, you know, like nude skin tone colors, like other people's skin tone colors just on the lid completely. I don't like that look. It's not a vibe for me. It never has been. It never will be. So it's like, when stuff like that is in palettes, it's like, you just wasted my money and decided that I needed this shade when I didn't, and I would never use this shit, like, ever. So I appreciate the Sydney Grace Co. make sure that, you know, I don't have to, and I'm not forced to have a shade like that. Okay, so I'm using the same brush that I use with Death Moth. It's fine, just because I want, you know, a darker crease. And then we'll have that lighter shade on the lid. And I'm cool with that type of contrast and things. So you get another brush of dust over the top. So I'm going to take this Times Los Angeles, what number is this, 203 brush, and just start dusting this real quick. And y'all notice whenever I do an eye, I feel like it always ends up just going smoky, but I like smoky eyes. So I mean, what can I say? Sorry, not sorry. I like us being good old smoky eye. So I'm gonna take Adriangameover to the store to go pick up the stuff we need to get, and then I will come back and do some more eye looks, because I have like 3 or 4 palettes that now here to do eye looks with. It's just a question of getting around to actually doing them. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to find another brush to dust over the top. Didn't I have one out here? Apparently not. Right, I had to use it for some other eye look, and that's why it's not out here anymore. No, I don't need that one. Save that one for later. Oh yeah, no, I'm right, it is already out. So I'm gonna take this Luxie Mini Tapered 121 brush, and I'm taking the shade Walking Stick like we talked about, and just dusting that over the Death Moth shade we just put down. So try to get a little bit of a lighter contrast. And I like the fact that that has like a different like tone to it, because I want this eye to be more like of a green matte grungy type thing, and the other one is like a light cute pastel-y type shade, which is still kind of smoky though, because whenever I do an eye, I feel like it just, as a general rule, usually goes smoky. And I remember when I didn't use like, what do you call it, stuff for the outer V at all either. Like I wouldn't put anything in the outer V. I would just put like a shimmer on the lid and leave the outer V the way it was. So I've changed my eyeshadow technique to certain degrees, but I try not to do it too much to where it's like, you know, I feel like it's not necessarily true to me. But, you know, I'm feeling the new way I do my eyeshadow to a certain degree. And as we all know, change is inevitable. So, Mom just texted me, if you haven't gone to the store yet, please get. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Okay, y'all, so let's cut again, and then we can put on this matte shade. I think I squared a little bit more on this side than I did on the other one, but I felt like the other one, it didn't do as good a job because I didn't squeeze out as much. So that's why I tried to make sure I squeeze out a little bit extra this time. Okay, yeah, so I'm feeling that cut. I feel like I cut this eye way better than I did that one, but you know, my eyes are two different shapes, so that's why sometimes when I look at the look, I'll be like, oh, what's going on there? But I have to keep reminding myself, like, you have two different eye shapes, so it's gonna do that. So we're taking Mantis now, and because to me this is like one of the prettiest shades in the palette, so I just had to use it. Not to mention, you know, I'm just a sucker for green, so if no other reason, I was gonna use it for that. I think I'm gonna use that shade BB in the next look and try to do a more like grungy neutral type eye look, since I've done two like colorful matte looks. We'll kind of keep it simple with a neutral eye look on the video for Instagram tomorrow, because I'm gonna shoot that one, so I'm not gonna try to shoot it today. I need to do some throwback, even though it's not videos, and use some other stuff that I had that I just been wanting to use that I have not used in a while. So yeah, I'm definitely liking the green eye way better than I'm liking the purple eye. But, you know, we know I have a fondness of green, so I might just be a little bit biased there. But this, to me, is like the best color in the palette. Take that same brush that we've been dusting this entire time and just hook it up real quick there. Okay, so now we're going to take the color, another one of my favorite colors, which is like a blue, reddish, brownish type pigment. I'm going to put that in the inner corner. That shade, again, is Scarba. I think that's how you say it. Don't quote me. I'm going to put that right here in the inner corner. And if I didn't have to do more eye looks, I would do it up on the lower lash line as well, but since I always have to do multiple eye looks in one day, we're not doing that. Now, I might make this past the last eye look I do Sunday to make sure I can use on the lower lash line as well, but you know, that we just can't do that today. Okay, so that color is in the inner corner, and I feel like it gives that extra pop that I feel like this eye look needed. So, okay, so my thoughts on this palette. I was shocked when I saw the color story in it, because I was like, I guess I didn't feel like these are the type of colors she normally uses. I feel like she uses a lot of coral and like a whole bunch of nude. So I was like, huh. But, you know, at least she does play with color a lot of times. But I just thought, you know, when you see somebody play with color a lot and then you see what they actually come up with on their own, it's always interesting. At least it is to me, because it's like, I don't know why I expected a little more color to be in here, even though I know she like really likes neutrals. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, it has pops of color here and there, but I don't know. I guess I wanted more color, and I'm just like, I feel like it's like muted colors, and I put the muted colors on my lids today to show, you know, if the pigmentation would work on some of my skin tone. So I think we're going to end up having to do like a corally look on one eye on Instagram with the shimmer, and then a neutral look on the other eye, just because I was like, it's one more pop of color. I want to see if it actually looks decent on my skin tone, because I feel like this one and this one, like, they're not as pigmented or showing the same color, to me at least, on the eye as they do in the pan. Like, I feel like they're a little more muted when I put them on the eye as opposed to they are in the pan. However, overall, I mean, the quality of the shadows are nice. I was just a little bit taken aback by the color story, but I like it. If you want to try it out, you should definitely try it out. I don't know how long this is going to be stocked, but since it just came out, you know, and with COVID going on, you should probably go ahead and order it. Pre-order it as soon as possible, and hopefully you'll get it in a timely fashion. Or if you ordered like me when it first came out, you have it and you're playing with it, and you know, you're taking it all in. But I have to play with it a little more right now. I like it. It's a palette. I mean, I don't, like I said, I guess just because I'm confused by the color story, I'm just kind of like, oh, I mean, I like the formula and all that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, on that note, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, y'all are diamonds. I'm extremely excited and happy for Mel Thompson, because I feel like a lot of creators get a whole bunch of opportunities, and some of the smaller ones like her, who are only in the 100,000s ranges and, you know, 300,000, stuff like that, don't get nearly as much attention as they should, because there's a lot of great ones out there. Like I like Andrea Montanalo and a few other people like the Fancy Face and all that, who I feel like don't get any type of recognition or attention, and they're good at makeup just like all these other people that are really popular. So I'm happy that she got this opportunity, because, you know, it's far and few opportunities for people who are in the, I guess, mid-range of YouTube like she is. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like, so y'all really just gonna let me turn off the whole camera and not give y'all like any type of swatches, and one gonna say nothing? No, like what? I thought we was cool. Where they do that at? Y'all okay? I'm kidding y'all. I had turned off the camera after I like had my random, like, I don't know, moment about this palette, which is still how I feel, because I don't know. But anyway, let's get to these swatches that I promised that y'all was just gonna let me leave and not give you at all. I don't know if I'm gonna swatch the whole palette, just because, you know, the whole palette is intriguing me. I'm gonna swatch some of the shades that I didn't use, just because I feel like I should. But I don't think I'm gonna swatch everything. Like, this is one called Flutterby, and it looks like it's gonna be real ashy on brown people. Just swatching it on my hand, it look real ashy. The shadows are nice and soft though, and then I think I want to swatch some of the ones that are on my eye, just so you can see what I was talking about when I say I feel like they don't look the same on swatching or on my hand as they do on my eye. Like this one, that's a weird undertone to it. Okay, maybe it look better on someone who's like lighter, but I don't feel like it looks that great on me. There's that shade, I feel like they didn't look the same, so we'll go swatch that. This one, I feel like doesn't look the same either on me, or maybe I just shared it out too much. So I have Flutterby, which is the pink one. As you can see, it looks ashy as hell. It doesn't look like it look well on me at all. Then we have, what's the next one? I did Death Moth. That's what this one is right here. This super dark weird one. That's what's in my crease right now. On this side, then I have this one that I dusted over the top, which is Love Bug, and then Bugaboo is the one that's on my crease right now. So I feel like they don't look exactly the same, but tell me down below, do you feel like this looks the same swatched on my hand as it does on my eye? Because I feel like it doesn't. Let's swatch some other ones I didn't like. Fire Butts, sure, why not? BB, we're gonna do that one, and then we'll do Metal Hawk. So I'm gonna have to swatch up the arm now, because I'm just too lazy to take off these swatches right now and wait for my hand to dry, especially since I already turned off the camera and hadn't swatched anything for y'all. Just ciao. So this one is Metal Hawk. Obviously that one's BB, and then this one is Fire Butts. I think BB is the one from when she and Kelsey Brown and Jay became friends. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want? I guess we can swatch Marvel. And in Marvel, seems like it's more like a rose gold type situation. So I'm definitely going to use this one tomorrow, just because I want to see if it's as ashy as it is. But in all fairness, I feel like I swatched into that one way more than I did the other one. So maybe I should re-swatch it real quick, and then we can see if it still looks the same. Because I swatched in that one way more than I swatched in the rest of them. Okay, now it's just ashy for brown people. Look at that. It's just ashy for brown people. Okay. But I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, so I re-swatched it. But as you can see, it still looks the same ashy. It's just not as wide of an ashy swatch as it is on my arm, as opposed to on my hand. So. And see, that's the issue I have with palettes, because sometimes when, you know, the creator is in the same color as you and you're a fan of them, it's like when they make something, it's geared toward, you know, well, people, their skin tone. So it's like it doesn't always help you and work for you because they're not the same color as you. Which is a lot of the complaints that Adriana got about her palette, how the shades were too dark and people couldn't work with it. But it's like, how do you think I feel when, you know, all these other palettes come out and I can't use to do that? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just more when people complain about stuff like that from a creator, it's like, but all these other creators make stuff that works for you and that's when it's fine. But now that something's made for people to look like me, it's a problem. I don't know, random rant. But yeah, I'm going to play with it a little bit more. Like I said, I like the shadow formula just fine. It's just more of, I feel weird about the color story, and I don't know that I would necessarily bought this if it wasn't Mel's palette, because I am a Mel Thompson fan. But just looking at the color story, it's only like a few colors in here I like, and those are mainly the ones I put on my eyes. So, okay, bye guys.